Please let this work.
Lisa.
Good evening.
And
If you
hello.
are if you are watching us and you can see us, yay, I see us. Thank you for coming back to join us for our amazing June book club with one of our favorite people, Kristy, Woodson, Harvey, to discuss this gem right here, Summer State of Mind. I'm in my summer state of mind. Brenda, what about you?
I definitely am, especially when we get to dig into this story tonight with
No.
Kristy. We've been holding these questions.
I know we were ready and we were like, we have to wait another week, but I can't think of somebody who's more worth the wait. So let's not make you guys wait anymore. Do you want to go ahead and introduce our special guest as if she needs any
I would love
introduction? But
to. And our special guest was so gracious as to come back. Excuse me. But yes, I'd love to. So Kristy Woodson Harvey is the New York Times, USA Today, and Publishers Weekly best-selling author of 13 novels, including Beach House Rules and the Peachtree Bluff series. A Happier Life is in development for film with MGM Amazon. The Summer of Songbirds is in development for television with Hulu, and many of her other projects are in various stages of option or development for film and television. Her work has received numerous accolades, including Good Morning America's Buzz Pick, Southern Living's Most Anticipated Reads, Katie Couric's Featured Books, and Joanne Garcia Swisher's The Happy Place Reads. Kristy is the winner of the Lucy Bramlett Patterson Award for Excellence in Creative Writing and a finalist for the Southern Book Prize. And tonight she is right here with us to talk the details about Summer State of Mind. Welcome, Kristy.
Hi. I was like, why is
yay!
this, why am I having a delay? Oh, I got really excited, you guys. Sorry. Hi. How are you?
Good. How are
We did it,
you?
guys. We did it. We're live.
Yay!
I know.
Woohoo. I'm so glad to see y'all. Thank you so much for having me and for all of your support of Summer State of Mind, which has been out for, gosh, like 6 weeks now. Isn't that wild? Can't believe it.
Yeah.
It is.
Going
It
fast.
is.
Going
So
fast.
yeah, so let's talk a little bit about Summer State of Mind. So for me, I mean, this was just such an amazing book because it balanced romance and family drama and secrets and a touch of mystery. So, in a moment, we'd love for you to give us a summary, but I do want to mention that as we begin, book club members, please be sure to put additional questions in the chat and we will try to get to them with Kristy. As always, we are spoiler free until 7:15, but that leaves us lots of time to dig into this story. So, now, Kristy, could you give us a spoiler free summary for those who are tuning in just for spoiler free time?
I can. So, Summer State of Mind is about a burnout NICU nurse named Daisy, who, on the first day at her new simple job in the tiny, sleepy town of Cape Carolina, encounters an abandoned baby at this hospital where nothing much ever happens that's too exciting. And it, of course, just thrusts this town into a total uproar because things like this just don't happen in places like Cape Carolina. So, it also causes Daisy to come into contact with Mason, who is an injured former baseball star, and Tilly, who's kind of the whole town's eccentric aunt. And they all learn that with a lot of love and a little understanding and a community theater production of Hello Dolly, that sometimes life brings us just exactly where we belong.
Love it.
Hey. So, Kristy, You are you've been on a whirlwind tour, I know, many stops for Summer State of Mind. So what were some of the highlights?
Oh my gosh, it was so fun. It's just it was a really, really great tour. And I think I traveled a little more widely than I have in a while. Honestly, I have not been to the West Coast since right before the pandemic. I mean, I think it was
Wow.
2020,
Oh,
but it
wow.
right before. So that's crazy that it's been 6 years. But I got to go to Gig Harbor, Washington, which is a beautiful little like coastal town. Kind of, in some ways, reminded me of Beaufort. It was sort of funny, but it's right outside of Seattle, and just had a really great event there, and then we had a beautiful event in Seattle. Some of you might know that I have an interior design blog with my mom and kind of my other life, and so one of our blog friends actually hosted an event for me at her beautiful store, so that was
Oh,
super fun, and we had a great time. And then I got to be in San Diego and Coronado, and just and I got to meet Debbie Cooperman Stone in real life for the first time ever, which was
He
so fun.
literally just posted in the chat her highlight was San Diego.
I love that. I love that. Thank you. So that was really fun. And but the whole it was just great. You know, it was great to see familiar faces. It was great to go places I've been a million times. It was a nice mix of a tour where I did some things I always do, some things that maybe I haven't done as much, and it was just great. It was great. I'm actually hoping to get back to LA sometime this summer, just for maybe a couple. I mean, back to California, I was going to say, to LA for a couple more events, but TBD, we'll see on that. So, but
Nice.
yeah, it was fun.
nice. Well, I tell you, I'm going to share what my highlight of your tour was.
Oh, it was so funny,
Yay!
Brenda. That should have been my very first
You know
highlight.
what,
And we were at this beautiful racetrack. Oh my gosh, I mean, racetrack. That is the wrong thing to say. People
Well, it's a
chase.
steeplechase, but it is a racetrack.
It is a horse track, though. And I think when you say racetrack, it conjures something a little different. A horse racetrack, not a car racetrack, which would have also been
Yes,
very fun, but just a very different vibe.
true. Yes, yes. And it would be a very different vibe if I lived right near that kind of
The
racetrack.
Motor
But
Speedway.
anyway,
Mhm. Very fun, but very different.
Okay,
oh,
I loved seeing those pictures of you guys. I was super jealous. I had FOMO that day. Okay, jumping into this, I wanted to ask you, first off, I love this book so much. Um, how did you settle on the title? Was Summer State of Mind always the title, or did you go around and round and round? Like, how did that go?
Round and round and round and round. Okay. So this, I'm glad you asked, because this was a real journey to this title. So, I usually try to have something. There was a reader that called this something one time, and I was going to remember it because I thought it was so brilliant. But I like to have that moment when you're reading a book that you're like, oh, that's where the title came from. Yeah, I just like that. I think that's fun.
yeah.
So, because there was this community theater production of Hello Dolly in here, I thought, wouldn't it be fun to have a title that was like maybe one of the song lyrics that Tilly sings, but that also kind of becomes representative of what this book is about. So, one of the things that Tilly says over and over again that is a line from the show is just leave everything to me. And I thought that would be kind of a fun title because it's like recognized. It's like a phrase you hear, and I think those can sometimes be good.
Yeah.
So that was one of my working titles, but the other working title was A Whole Life Long, which I thought worked really well for this book because, it
Mhm.
kind of ties in Tilly's story and sort of like this sort of heartache that's lasted her whole life long, but then relates to this baby's story about finding a family to love her whole life long. And Daisy has been kind of searching for, like a little bit of this kind of closing of a loop of like a little bit of a redemption story for her whole life. Like I thought that really worked on a lot of levels. And a publishing house is kind of like, meh, it's fine.
Not wrong.
So then they really wanted to use summer in the title. So I threw out some different titles with summer. And so this is a true story. Y'all are going to love this. This is so funny. My working title for my next Peachtree Bluff book was Southern State of Mind.
Oh,
And because we couldn't come up with a title, I was like, okay, well, it's kind of related to the book Under the Southern Sky. It's not a sequel, but it would be kind of fun to have Southern in the title. So what if we did Southern State of Mind? And they were like, oh, we love that. but let's do summer state of mind. And I was like, great. And it worked because Aunt Tilly says that at the end, like, well, I'm always in a summer state of mind or whatever. So I was like, okay, perfect, done, nailed it. Bam. But it was a journey.
That is
Wow.
awesome.
It was a journey.
So speaking of, oh, excuse me, Lisa, I think I had a little delay there.
Oh no, you're good.
Speaking of the title, we have an advanced question from Debbie. She wants to know what puts Kristy Woodson Harvey in a summer state of mind.
Oh, I
And
love
readers,
that.
what about you? Let us know.
I love
Yeah,
that.
let us know in the chat what puts you in your summer state of mind.
It's so funny how, like, in reality, nothing about my life or schedule changes in the summer, right? We're adults. Job is not different, not a teacher, not out for summer. But there's something about Will getting out of school that just instantly signals like, woohoo! Like everything's just like a little freer. And I also do stuff in the summers, like for example, like we play bingo every Tuesday night in the summer, and it's like this whole production. It's this big dinner thing, and it's late, and I would
Love
never
it.
like in February if someone was like, let's go play bingo every Tuesday night and we'll stay out till 10, I would be like, not a but in the summer, I'm like, sure, of course, we should do that every Tuesday, even though like nothing has changed about my Wednesday
Nothing has
schedule
changed.
at all. So I really do think it's a state of mind more than anything else. But I love warm weather and I love, being outside and we live at the beach. So being on the boat and being on the beach and it's just fun. I try to like sneak that in where I can. But like today was Monday. I didn't like do anything special, but it's just to look outside and know it's summer is really nice.
Well, and the days last longer too. So that's kind of a cue to be more active.
Yes, it's just great.
Yeah.
It's
What
great.
about you, PB? What's yours? What puts
You
you?
know, mine's pretty simple. I think when it's watermelon season, I'm all in.
Yeah, I mean, right. Like I have some peaches on my windowsill right now.
Uh-huh.
Just signals summer.
I recently
What about you,
discovered
Lisa?
tahine. I recently discovered tahine on watermelon, and it is literally my favorite thing. Oh my God. It is so good. Like I could just eat that all the time. So that definitely puts me. But I like reading by the pool. I love to be tan. I like my summer tan versus my winter dowdy shade.
I like to be tan too. We were discussing this, and we should not be tan because it's not good for us, but we look so much better.
I
I
prefer
gave
it.
up tan
I
long
wear
ago.
sunscreen, but
Well,
I prefer it.
yes.
And I
Oh,
love to read by the pool. That's one of my favorite things to do is to read by the pool.
Oh,
So,
nice.
yeah.
yeah.
Good
We've
stuff.
got a lot of fun things. Love reading outside, Michelle said. Leslie likes to be able to sit in her sunroom in the morning, day or night.
Oh, yeah, that's nice. That sounds lovely.
Fran- Francine said watermelon is the best or corn on the cob.
Oh, corn on the cob. I've got some in my fridge right now from the farmer's market. Oh, I don't think you're supposed to put it in the fridge. Actually, I shouldn't have said that. Sorry, I'm gonna be smited by the cooking gods, but it is in my fridge. But it is fresh from the farmer's market on Saturday.
Leah likes to love looking up at the stars.
Oh,
I
that's
feel like they're
nice.
brighter in the summer. That's so great.
That's
Okay.
nice.
That's beautiful. I really like that.
We're all in our summer state of mind. Well, speaking of summer state of mind being the original title for Falling for Peachtree Bluff, I feel like that's a perfect segue for us. We were going to wait, but I don't really want to wait because I'm super excited and I'm going rogue as we do sometimes. Can you tell us about your summer state, or now I'm calling it summer state of mind? Oh, goodness. You're falling for Peachtree Bluff upcoming tour
I
and
can. So
where you're
I'm
kicking it up.
prefacing this by saying this is not the whole tour. This is not like so don't like be up if like your city is not on there. This is not the whole tour. I just thought wouldn't it be fun to talk about tonight? So if you are in some of these areas, you can go ahead and save the date. But again, this is not the whole tour. We are not finished with the tour. These are just the things that are confirmed. I'm probably not even supposed to be telling you, but like here I am. Speaking of going rogue, Lisa's going rogue. I'm going rogue. We're just all going rogue. Okay.
It's contagious.
Yes, little rundown here. So, My first tour stop is going to be September 11th. It's a Friday night at the Carolina Inn in Chapel Hill. It's going to be a really fun cocktail party and super excited about that. Um, and then Monday, September 14th, I'm going to be in Mount Pleasant, North Carolina, not South Carolina, North Carolina.
Not South Carolina.
Not
Okay.
South Carolina. I know. Isn't that
That
interesting?
is a key.
That's very important. You do not want to be in the wrong state. I got something today with someone sending me like an event proposal, and they were like listing out all these things in Beaufort, and then they were like, and then we'll take everyone to Savannah. And I was like, no, no, you will not. It's like 7 hours. But I mean, you can. It just would not be convenient. Yes, so Mount Pleasant
We'll
Library.
include you in.
Yes, yes. Then Tuesday, September 15th is pub day. Woohoo! And I will be back at M. Judson like I am most pub days in Greenville, South Carolina. And then that night, yay, Poe and Company. And this is it Roswell, Georgia? I thought it was Milton in my head. Is it Roswell?
It's
Milton.
Milton.
Milton?
Atlanta adjacent.
Okay, well, this says Blessed Trinity. That's
Oh,
the venue. Woodson
no.
Road. Anyway, it doesn't matter. We'll get all those details straight, but save the
It's
date.
in the
Monday
Atlanta
in Atlanta.
area.
Yes, so that's going to be really fun.
And
In
I
the
get to
Atlanta area.
see you.
Yay! I know, I'm so excited. September 16th, I'm going to be in Hickory, North Carolina. And then I'll be at Quail Ridge in Raleigh. And then Thursday, September 17th, I'm going to be in Davidson, North Carolina. And then Monroe, North Carolina, which is a really tiny little town that actually my grandparents used to live in, which is just so bizarre. And then September 18th, yes, Brenda, there were some ladies that came to our event in Camden that asked me to come to Monroe, and we were able to work that out.
Oh, were they the
Yay.
ones who knew your grandfather?
Yes.
Oh,
Isn't that
cool.
fun? I know.
I love that.
Yep. Then September 18th, I'll be at the Onslow County Library in Sneads Ferry, and then I'll be at Silver Coast Winery. And then, drum roll, September 19th and September 20th are the Peachtree Bluff Town Takeover in Beaufort. It's so
Yay.
fun. We don't have, well, that's actually not true. We do have all the events planned. I just haven't memorized them yet. But there are going to be bus tours around town. There's going to be a luncheon at Beaufort Grocery. There's going to be a like little cocktail hour on the lawn at Beaufort Historic Site. It's going to be lots of fun. 2 fun days.
Yay.
Yeah, so that's going to be great.
Oh, yay.
Yep. And then I'm heading to Alabama, and I will be at the Auburn Oil Company on the evening of September 22nd and the 23rd for a luncheon, I believe. I'm going to be, all right, this is where it starts to get hairy, so I'm just not even going to say dates anymore, but I'm going to be at Page and Palette.
Yay.
I'll be in Salisbury, North Carolina at some point. We just are between 2 dates right now, so I'm not really sure. And then I have a bunch of book festivals that I'm going to be at in September and October, but I can't announce them yet because they haven't announced them yet. But I can tell you that I'm going to be with everyone's favorite Ron Block at the Cuyahoga County Library on October 19th.
Oh, yay.
Yay.
You
That's
know,
so awesome.
more to come. Lots
That
of
is so
festivals,
awesome.
more stops, but that's what I can tell you so far. So save the date if I'm going to be in your area because I'd love to see you.
Yay. Yes, you guys heard it here first. Save the date. We get more Kristy this year, which makes us all happy. So I just want to point out that it is after 7:15, so we are now in the spoiler zone. If you have not read the book, you can pause and come back later, but we are about to dig in. And I think it's the perfect time. Brenda, you have a question from someone special.
I
Ooh.
do. I do
Yeah.
have a question from someone special.
Did
And
somebody say Cuyahoga?
Hey.
I probably said it wrong.
I think you said it perfectly.
Hello, Kristy. I am so sorry that I couldn't be there live, but I still have a question for you.
Yay.
One of the great things about the book is how you used Aunt Tilly and her story of reinvention through the lens of Hello Dolly. Can you talk a little bit about how that all came to be? and how it really fit in with the reinvention story. So hope y'all have a great evening, and I'll see you all soon.
Love you, Ron, via video.
Yay. I'm like waving, like,
I know, I'm like, hey, even though like he's not there, but still, like he's kind of there. It's great. I love that. Thanks, Ron. Great question. Okay, so this is the funny thing. So some of y'all maybe have heard me say before that I am not a plotter, so I just don't know what's going to happen in the book. It just happens. And I started writing Aunt Tilly, and and we're spoilers now, right? So I can just say what
yes.
I want. Okay.
Yes.
So, yeah, I thought the fact Tilly was a character in Under the Southern Sky. She was not someone I ever really planned on writing again, but I loved her. She's one of my favorite characters I've ever written. She was like kind of a real reader favorite of mine too, and I just thought it would be fun to bring her back, especially because Daisy's going through a lot of things in this book. She's making some kind of maybe questionable decisions as she is sort of falling apart and coming back together herself. And I thought Tilly would be an excellent kind of mentor for her of like keeping a secret of this magnitude can really destroy your life. I thought, she would be the perfect person to kind of like mentor Daisy through that and sort of let her know that like, hey, like this is not the way. So when I started writing her, and I thought this, helping someone else, I feel like is often kind of a way that we like come back to ourselves. And so I thought that was a piece of this that would be really
Mhm.
interesting for her journey. But then I thought, like, what else? I was like, Tilly, no one's a better actress than Tilly. She's been doing it her whole life. Like, that's all she's been doing for the last, 10, 40 years is, acting. Like, she's someone else. Sometimes she's herself, sometimes she's someone else. And I thought, what if actually acting, like, what if actually pretending to be someone else on stage was the thing that kind of brought her back to being Tilly? And so I I thought, okay, well, maybe that is sort of the way to do this. But it really was almost a surprise. Like I would like to say that I planned that out a little better, but really and truly, I was just writing, 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 writing. And Daisy is staying at Parker and Amelia's house, and all of a sudden, Aunt Tilly asks her to take her for an audition. And that wasn't even really something I was planning on. And then I really just kind of Googled like what would be a great role for a woman that is Aunt Tilly's age that she could play that would be interesting. And so there was this whole list that came up and I was like, oh, Hello Dolly. That was like my favorite movie when I was a kid. And I hadn't seen it in at least 30 years, probably 32 years, like more, ages. And so I started kind of writing this, and then I went back and watched the movie when I was about halfway through writing the book, and I thought, oh my gosh, there are all these parallels to like Dolly's life, Tilly's life, and I was like, what a happy accident. But I think it's all buried in your subconscious somewhere, even if you don't know it. So anyway.
I love that. I
I
love
love that
Tilly.
too.
I'm glad you brought her back.
Me too.
Yes. We may be back to Tilly before it's all said and
But you
done.
never know.
Um,
Tilly's got some more life in her years, let's just say.
she certainly does. And here, one of the things that I love about this novel is how much a part community plays in Cape Carolina. So what do you think readers today are longing for that makes these community centered stories resonate so strongly?
Good questions, guys. You know, It's interesting that you asked that because I did a lot of research about that very topic when I was writing Beach House Rules. Um,
Oh,
I was writing about this commune and these women that kind of come together to create this like unconventional family. And
mhm.
I did a lot of research about community and how we create community and how communities have changed. And there was a lot in there because communes are like a thing. They're like popping up a lot. And there was a lot of research that I found about how, the way that we form community is just so drastically different than it was for, generations and generations. Because in general, you would be born in a town and then you would marry someone from your town and you would move down the street from your mom and your grandmom, or you'd move on to, the family farm or whatever it was. And so you lived in these communities, you raised your children in these communities, you knew the same 100 people for your entire life, and that was where you lived and died. And it was just, And that's obviously not how it is, right? Like our world has become so much bigger, and that's a good thing. But I think sometimes it does leave people kind of longing for those like roots of, this is where I come from, and I've known this person my whole life, and they've known me since I was born, and, they knew my grandparents, or, whatever it may be. We don't have those touch points in quite the same way. And so that's what I think. But, I don't know. I mean, I think either it's something that you're looking for and you can find it in the pages of a book, or it's something that's like a special memory for you that kind of resonates. But thank you for the compliment. That's very nice. But I love writing these little communities, and, just the idea that, I mean, I definitely live in like a very small, close-knit community. And I grew up in one. I mean, I grew up in one of those places where people would be like, well, you know, everyone's going to know what you're doing by the morning. So you better make good
Oh,
choices.
by the
Yeah.
time you get home, at least where I live.
Make good choices because we are all watching you, and it's good. It makes you behave. It did me. It made me behave. I don't know.
Well, Kristy, let's talk for a moment about the baby, about Maisie.
Yeah, Maisie.
Love that
And
name.
I do too. And it's so clever with Daisy and Mason, that it was a combination of their names. But Maisie is the catalyst for everything. So I was wondering what drew you to explore that particular situation and how many ripple effects it had across the community.
Yeah, so I read an article a long time ago about a NICU nurse who adopted an abandoned baby, and I just thought that was really interesting. And honestly, since we're talking spoilers, I wrote this book two different ways. I wrote it one way where um, Daisy does keep Maisie. She does get to adopt her. In every world, Drew finds out he's the father. In every world, like the parents find out. Like all of that happened. And I mean, obviously, I just felt
Uh-huh.
like, you can't, that would be terrible. Like if they never really found out. But so in every iteration of this story, everyone found out about this baby and that Drew and Sarah were the parents. And although going into it, I didn't know who the parents were. So there was that. But
Oh,
yeah, I had no idea. So, but then I started thinking, oh, well, when I was trying to find that kind of loophole about like how could they not take the baby away, I was like, I mean, really, it's a technicality and it's not exactly true, but Drew does take that baby to the hospital, even though he doesn't know he's the father. So, it kind of worked, kind of keeps them out of trouble, which I was trying to do. Um,
brilliant.
but
Yeah.
yeah, so I I just I really liked the idea of there being this baby in this small community. And this is something that happens. I mean, one, people don't know they're pregnant. I mean, that happens a lot.
Yeah.
And two, especially teenagers, like just the way their bodies are, like you sometimes can hide a pregnancy. Like people do not you cannot always tell that
Mhm.
you're pregnant. And I loved the idea of like kind of her being the preacher's daughter and like being this whole
Yeah.
thing. But I really wasn't sure. I thought at the beginning that the happy ending was for Daisy to get to keep Maisie and for she and Mason to kind of ride off into the sunset with their baby, and Sarah and Drew
Mhm.
are in Chapel Hill and they get to be a part of raising her. And then I got finished with it and I thought, I don't know that that is the happiest ending. Like, I kind of think the happiest ending is for Maisie to get to be with her family in this scenario, and Daisy and Mason to get to kind of have this dream of this future that they got a glimpse of. And so, and I don't know, maybe I shouldn't say the happiest ending, but I think maybe the more like grown up ending, I guess. I don't know. I mean, it was warm and feel good for them to get to keep her, but she's a baby, not a puppy. So like at the end of the day, if you look at the literature, if you look what courts try to do, if you look at custody cases, like a lot of times if that is a positive situation, it is good for the baby to kind of end up in that family. But then a lot of times it's not a positive situation, and then of course, adoption's best case scenario. So I did read a lot about that and just tried to decide. But writing both ways was very instructive for me. And it was one of those things that I was like, I wish I could write this as like a choose your own adventure, you know? So like we want Daisy to get to keep the baby.
Oh,
Turn
yeah.
here. We want her to go back to her family and Daisy and Mason to get to have this, a bright new future. But I think either way, like Maisie,
Love that.
like I think Daisy and
Yeah.
Mason couldn't have really had a future without Maisie because I think she is the person that makes Mason start to realize like I do want a family. I have come past this person that everyone thinks I am. I can have a fresh start. I do want all these things. And I think she helps Daisy work through all of these issues she has about being abandoned by her own mother. And I think I mean, not I think, I know that was the purpose, but that's why she acts so nutty about this because she knows what it is to not be wanted. And she doesn't
Yeah.
ever want Maisie to feel like she wasn't wanted. And so she feels like, her best and brightest future is to be with someone who wants her, which is certainly the case, but her grandparents certainly want her. So
Yeah. This totally sets up a question. It's perfect for a question that we have from Lisette in the chat. And it's about, like you've mentioned before, about writing two endings, and you've shared that you've done this at least twice. So, can you share more about the process of writing two endings and what makes you pick the ending? And a step further, is there any way that any of us fabulous book club friends can ever read the alternate ending?
I really should if I
Ooh.
had thought of it, I would have, I'll see if I can scrape it up. If I can scrape it up, I'll put it into a PDF and y'all can read you can read the alternate ending.
Slide it under the door.
Yeah, like, 'cause it's kind of, I mean, it is interesting to see both and to see like, oh, like which one would I have chosen? Um, it's easier than it sounds if a lot of times because it's not there wasn't that much that I even really had to change in order for them to keep her and I mean for her family to end up keeping her instead of starting the adoption process. But it was a hard choice for me just because, I'm really attached to Daisy at this point and I want Daisy to have what Daisy wants. But
Yes.
so it was a hard decision because there in some ways it is kind of I mean, I think it's the ending that you expect, maybe. I don't know. I mean, I could be wrong. I can't speak for every reader, but I think if I were reading the book, it was the ending that I would expect. And so maybe it was just like kind of wanting to do something that wasn't as 100% expected, but was still happy. And I think part of choosing that really does go into my editorial team. And my editor actually said the words, I don't know if it's the happier ending, but I think it's the more mature ending, like to
Mhm.
the book. Like it's kind of not for me as a writer, but just for like all of
Yeah.
these people that are in this situation. Because it's like you getting to see Daisy like take responsibility and make the hard decision is, I think, kind of a big part of her story and her process because we see her make a lot of wrong decisions in this book. And so I think to see her make, a mature decision about how she's going to move forward and how she's going to kind of present. And it's a happy ending for her too, because she's always going to be in Maisie's life. I think in my mind, she's her godmother, right? She's always going to be in her life. She keeps her name. Like she was, a part of the team. She was there from the beginning. So
Mhm.
yeah, but it was hard. I mean, it was totally hard because there was a part of me that thought, are people really going to hate this ending? And I don't know if they have or they haven't, but if they have hated it, they have not told me. So, and usually I hear.
Well,
People
and
can
that
be
kind of
very vocal.
assumes, well, and that also assumes one ending is good and one is not, and in
Right. And
reality,
I think
Right.
I think they're equally good endings depending on the facts of the scenario that they're in. I mean, I think
right.
they would both be equally, I think Maisie would have a wonderful life and outcome either,
Yeah.
which is, is not usually the case in these situations. So, like, I mean, for example, Dear Carolina, my very first book was it was an adoption story and
Oh,
ending
that's
up with
right.
her birth parents was not a good bright future for that baby.
Mhm.
you know, and it was and ending up with the family that she does is a great bright future for her. So it like everyone kind of wins in the end because her mother knows like this is not, you know, this is not a scenario that she needs to be living through. So yeah. So it's kind of fun. I got to write both of those, I guess. Now I never really thought of that.
Love that. And for like for aspiring writers and people, it's fascinating to know about people's writing process. For me, thinking of I can't finish the book that I'm started, let alone thinking of an alternate ending. So kudos to you for constantly
Oh,
being the best.
oh, thank you. Thank you. Well,
Okay, I went rogue for a second. Okay. I want to bring it back to Tilly, who we all love. Um, one of the things she carries so much of the book's biggest secrets. So why was she the right character to hold that responsibility?
well, and I think a number of reasons. You know, the idea that you can keep a secret like who your birth parents are in this day and age is it's unlikely at best. I mean, it really is because there's so many, I mean, so many people do genetic testing, so many people do DNA
Yeah,
testing. There's so many ways to find out. I mean, not to mention just the good old gossip mill, right? I mean, like the
yeah,
idea of keeping a secret like that for that long in a town that small is pretty amazing. And it's still, you know, I said in both of these books, it's still something that people kind of whisper about. Like Elizabeth just appeared with
mhm,
that baby. Like, where did that baby come from? Um, so, you know, I think um, but I think Tilly was the right person because she is not reliable. She is not a reliable narrator. She is not a reliable character. She is not a reliable witness. And so for her to kind of make this confession, it's not like I feel like it made the story slightly more interesting because if a very level-headed character had very level-headedly gone to Mason and Daisy and said, Robbie is actually my baby. Like, well, that's not much of a story because then they would be like, oh my God. Like, I mean, there'd be a story because, like, do they tell? Do they not? There's some moral obligation there. But this was, I think, more interesting to me because they don't know if she's telling the truth. And
right.
then even the way she chooses to tell Robbie, which is a little deceptive, but the way she chooses to tell him is a way in which he really doesn't believe it. Although he kind of does. Like he's kind of always known. And I think that sometimes there is that element of that in a lot of our lives where we learn something that we think is new information and then we're like, wait, like this has always seemed off to me. Or I maybe I kind of knew that a little bit all the time. And especially
Mm,
Robbie's wife Trina. I mean, she's like, yeah, like I always kind of suspected something was a little weird about the way that Tilly was so just motherly and maternal towards Robbie in
Yeah.
a way that she wasn't to, you know, the rest of the kids in that family. So I just think because I think her unreliability made her the right person to kind of to spill the secret. And because I like an element of just the not knowing if it's true or not. Which I mean, we knew because if we'd read Under the Sky, we knew. But I'm just saying the characters don't know. That dramatic irony where we know, but they don't know, and I love
they
that.
don't know.
Love it. So
I love
good.
it too. Well, Kristy, there are so many really great moments in this book. And I was just curious what scene was hardest for you to write emotionally, and if book club members could share what what jumped out at them as they were reading.
So probably the hardest is the scene where I'm gonna say this is like a weird. It was the hardest and the easiest because I loved writing this scene because I felt like it was where all of these pieces of the book really started to come together and I got to like really sort of use my brain of like, okay, I've created like a chaotic puzzle here and now we've got to figure out how to unravel it with like out anyone getting too hurt, but like maybe but it's the scene where Daisy goes to see Mason at school and she has Maisie and Mason knows that Drew is the father, but he hasn't told him yet. And they've had this whole conversation of like, I mean, Mason sort of reluctantly agrees in the moment, kind of thinking, I'm not really going to do this, but I'm going to talk her into telling him, or, whatever it is. Like, it's all kind of like everyone's keeping everything from everyone. And then Drew,
Mhm.
Sarah, Mason, Daisy, and Maisie are all in this room at the same time. And it's like just I think it was hard because I wanted to get it right. Like I needed it to be right. And I wanted readers to understand like why in that moment, like Daisy loses her mind. Like she does not act
Yes.
in a rational way. Like this is not a rational way. And I actually have to tell you, this was so super gratifying for me. I got an email a couple of days ago from a woman who has adopted 3 children. And she said, you cannot imagine what the stress of the system that you're in will make people do. And she was like giving me examples of things that are so unhinged that you think, surely like an adult rational human being would never do that. But it was really interesting to me because like I was sort of banking on like Daisy's past trauma for this. But apparently this is like a thing. And she felt really like seen by this. And I thought, oh my gosh, I'm so happy because that was sort of like a happy accident. But that was very interesting. But it's kind of the moment where we watch her fall apart and sabotage her life. And I think people do that too. Like I think especially people who have had like a lot of trauma and a lot of loss do tend to sabotage their happiness. Like she was too close to being happy, so she blows it all up, and we watch her do that like in real time. So it was hard to write because you don't want your characters to kind of fall apart like that. And there could have been like a nicer way to do that, but I just thought maybe it wasn't realistic for someone like Daisy to be like, okay, well, we're gonna go turn the baby back to DSS, and that's the right thing
Yeah,
to
it's not.
it's also like, it's not very interesting to read.
Right.
Well, it's funny because now you kind of convinced me that that was the most difficult to read, but I initially I was thinking I really was bowled over by the scene where Maisie's grandmother pulls up and confronts Daisy in the car, and it was just really powerful because again, right,
Yeah.
they all have good intentions, but it was just really, ooh.
I
Well,
was like, oh, do I need popcorn or do I need to like refill the
I know,
wine here?
right?
I was like, it's about to go down right now.
It's about
Like
to
I
go
was
down.
ready.
yeah, drama, drama, drama there. I mean, I now that I'm thinking about it, like, I guess maybe it's because I didn't write it until like the second time I wrote the book, but I mean, her having to give her up was pretty hard to write.
See
That was
that was the part that got me when she was walking back to the car and she was just like walking away and she had just dropped Maisie off. I was like, oh my gosh, I was crying so bad.
that would be really hard to do. And
That
I
was tough
actually
because
I
it was so visual. Like you were so good at capturing all the emotions of that moment. And I was like, as an empath, I was like, okay, I have to just stop for it.
and I can usually write like I almost never like make myself cry like ever. Like there are writers will be like, "Oh," and I just usually don't. And it's not because I'm not like feeling all those things. It's just like there's
Yeah,
some sort of it's like I have to keep some sort of level of separation, but that was hard.
Right.
Like,
sure.
that is just
Yeah,
that's
that
br-
was tough.
that's brutal. Yeah.
Thanks, Kristy. Thanks. I'm just kidding.
It's not a very summer state of mind moment.
That's funny. So-
Oh my goodness. Yeah,
well,
there's
I
a lot
it-
of answers in the chat about that moment for giving her up.
and you know what was tough too is I just really struggled with Mason knowing
Oh yeah.
what
Mhm.
that he had been accepted to this position and not telling Daisy. I was just like, I just kept going, no, no, don't do this.
No. He was trying though. He was
He
trying to
was,
tell her.
in fairness.
And also,
Yeah.
it's not his strength. Communication in an adult relationship is something Mason's really working on.
I mean, there is a reason that we have a book titled men are from Mars and women are from Venus.
Trying. He's trying, bless his heart. He is a flawed hero. He is not 100% like there yet, but
True.
he's working
Yeah.
on it really hard. But I've said this a lot. Like each of these characters, and I don't think this is something I've ever done before, but I could be wrong. But each of these characters has a moment that they like make a decision that's just it's good for them and it's not necessarily good for everybody else, but they do, and they do
Yeah.
it because it like feels like the right. And then I think ultimately it ends up being the right decision. Like if you asked Daisy in that moment that Mason accepted that job, is this the right decision for me? She would have said no. But at the end, she realizes like she can't stay in this town. I mean, with her mother popping up and the baby who she loves and wants to see, but it's just not she sometimes I think you need to just like break away, especially when you're somewhere that small. You can't, it's really hard to
Yeah.
if you're, in the same place. So it ends up being the right decision for her. You know, and even though, which I think sometimes that's how life works too. Like we think something's going to be bad for us and then it is the right thing in the end. And then sometimes it's just bad.
So I have a couple of questions from the chat, but one that we've received from several book club members is, are you planning a sequel?
To this book.
Or will we see these characters again?
So I don't know. Sorry, my son was walking up chit-chatting. I was telling him.
That's okay.
I don't know. So I wasn't planning on writing, like when I started, I mean, I was planning on writing this book. I was planning about writing about Daisy, but I was not planning on bringing Mason and Tilly in. I wasn't really planning on any of that. And that just kind of happened. So I guess the short answer would be I do not have something. I have something I have a couple more things in the works right now. And one of them is not a sequel to this. However, I think it'd be really interesting, like to see Sarah and Drew. I mean, to still, get glimpses of this family. I mean, a little bit like it was in this book. Like we knew Parker and Amelia and we got to really see them and then we get little glimpses of them. We get to like check in on them, but we're not like really seeing them that much. So, I mean, I think there's definitely a world in which I write more of these characters because there are definitely like a lot of layers left of this onion. I mean, or get to see Robbie. Like, how is his life after finding out this whole like, how are he and Tilly? Like, how is that relationship? How are Tilly and George? Like, is this working out for them? And is she actually, as changed as she thinks she is? Like all of those things.
Yes.
I definitely think there's like a lot more story here. I mean,
There's an outline there. I feel
yeah,
like
I mean, there would be a central conflict that I'm like not that I have not said. Like there would be like something that's driving the story. It wouldn't just be like have a friends reunion, It wouldn't be like that. But there would be like a central like plot line that we would be like seeing a story around. But it could be interesting. Could be interesting. So we'll see.
I love it. Marissa would like to know, did you speak to any adoptive parents or individuals that have given up children as part of your research to get the emotion right before you started writing?
Yes, but also really mostly nurses that had adopted babies who were their patients because that's where I thought this story was going.
Wow.
So yes, I mean, so there were still adopted parents, right?
Mhm.
But actually, and interestingly enough, I had done so much research for Dear Carolina about adoptive parents that I was able to kind of like pull on some of that. And really and truly, I mean, after that, so many people have written me their stories for years and years and years and years, and then are writing to me now about their stories. So, or coming to my events and telling me their stories. So I feel like sometimes, like for some of the things that I was really thinking about when I was writing those parts, these were stories that just came to me organically. Like I wasn't even out searching for them. But I also, this is like very much in my world. I mean, I have, several like very close families who we've sort of walked through this process with, or friends who are adopted that, kind of have been friends with my whole life, or, things like that, that people who, were very, forthcoming with me about their stories and about their struggles and about, the almosts and the maybes and the we thought, and this is it's a really hard story, but it's a common story for people to think that they are going to get a baby and then not, but then to be able to look back on that process and be like, okay, but ultimately, like, this worked out or whatever. I mean, hopefully, I'm sure there's some that don't have happy endings, but for most of the ones that I talked to, it was eventually like a happy ending for them. So yeah, but the shocking thing that shocked me most about doing the research for this book, though, because I obviously had to talk to attorneys about, what are the laws in the state of North Carolina about, surrendering babies and things like that. And I couldn't believe it. Like you can safe surrender your baby and then you can just waltz back in and, before 60 days and be like, I changed my mind, I want my baby back. And they're like, okay, which is great because I can see you, like, it's great on the one hand, but it just like surprised me that that was the case.
Yeah. I
So
was very surprised when I
like,
was like, wait,
I was like,
what?
that can't be right. But then of course
Right.
it gave me a lot of like good, and I don't know how often that happens, right? Probably not very much. I would say that would be a very like it wouldn't happen a whole lot. But so that was really interesting too. And I unfortunately actually do have a couple of friends who have been through really challenging situations with, custody and things like that. That are just shocking that you think, how could that be the decision that was made? But it was the decision that was made because those were the laws. So that was interesting, and that was probably like the bulk of the research because some of it is a little gray, honestly. Like some of the laws are like a little gray, which actually I guess for a writer is helpful because you can sort of play with things as you need to. But that was the shocking part to me. It was like
Yeah.
just the laws about um, but they're good too because I do think ultimately you just want what's best for the baby and you want the baby to be in a healthy situation. So if someone is not sure what they want to do and they are able to safe surrender the baby, then they can. Now, of course, leaving the baby in a dumpster is not a real. That was one.
Yeah. I feel like the law should be revisited in those, but what
That
do I
that
know?
is that is that is not an example of what is okay to do,
Right.
but I got to write it, but I got to have a little loophole there. So
It worked out. It was so well done. I will say in the chat, a lot of chat about how great it was, how well the story was written. They love the characters. And one, Sharon says, if you do a sequel, you can always have them move to Peachtree Bluff.
that would be so awesome. Could do like a crossover. Sharon, I like that idea.
Mhm.
Wow.
You heard it here first,
So
folks.
funny.
Maybe a little Christmas novella
I'm
with
so
she's
Maisie in her
excited.
little Can you just see Maisie in her little Christmas outfit?
Little Christmas dress. I'll be so cute. I have said so many times, like not like publicly, but I've said to like, my husband or whatever, like, oh, I'm so sad because I feel like Peachtree Bluff like really is over. Like they're all in like where I want them to be. And the other night, God, he said something and he was joking around. I was like, oh my God, that would be the best next Peachtree Bluff book. And he was like, oh my God, it would.
Yay,
It's
happy!
never over. It'll never
Yay!
be
No,
over.
it's like the Marvel universe at this point. There will always be a way to find a spinoff.
I never wanted
That
to
is
be like, well,
hilarious.
she's forced another plot into Peachtree Bluff. Like I never wanted it to be like that. And so when I finished this, I thought, no, I think this is it. I think they're all where they need to be. And then I thought, oh, wait.
There's so much more.
But
We
now
love
we could just have
Peachtree
a
Bluff.
collab mashup spinoff, like Cape Carolina comes to Peachtree Bluff.
Yes,
There you go. Maisie in
I'm
her little
sold.
dress.
Maisie in her
I'll
dress.
be standing in line at the bookstore.
Love it.
We all will.
So cute.
Oh my goodness. I can't
Chris,
believe how fast this hour has
I
gone
know, I know.
by.
It's like 5 minutes to 8. Unbelievable.
Mhm.
So Kristy, there's a couple things we want to do before you head out, before you leave us. First, how can readers contact you and where can they get a signed copy of Summer State of Mind if they don't have one?
Ooh, that's a very good question. So let's see who has them right now that I'm sure about. So there is, well, probably the best way, because then I can personalize them too. There are two stores near me. One is called DG's. It's like DEEGEE, and it's in Morehead City, North Carolina. And they're, a bookshop, and I go over there and sign and personalize for them all the time. And they will ship, and they're happy to. And then the other is called Beaufort Linen Company, which is not technically a bookstore, but they sell a whole lot of my books and they ship them.
Nice.
And at both of these places, you can just order yourself an extra little goodie while you're there. You can like get a book, get an extra little treat. But I do sign there a lot, so that's probably those are two good places. And then my website is KristyWoodsonHarvey.com, and I'm on Instagram at Kristy W Harvey, and I'm Kristy Woodson Harvey on Facebook. I'm not sure why I'm not Kristy Woodson Harvey on Instagram. I think maybe that just was like poor planning on my part, or maybe it just seemed long. I'm not really sure, but yeah. And if you like Pinterest, I have a big
Oh,
Pinterest account.
Tell us about Pinterest.
Under Design Chic One, number one.
ooh.
Ooh, we got to check that out.
Yeah.
Well, we are super excited for Falling for Peachtree Bluff, and we're so glad that you shared your tour deets with us. But I want to remind everybody that September 15th is the pub date for Falling for Peachtree Bluff. So pre-order it now. There it is.
Oh, it's there.
Like I can
Yes.
just, like switch around.
Summer, fall, summer, fall.
It's really just whatever season you love, I'm here for you. I'm here for you. Fall is a great season for sure. So, but this is going to be
Fall.
interesting because, I'm sort of like trying to do both here. So I'm like, okay, I'm still talking about Summer State of Mind, but then I'm like, okay, I'm talking about Falling for Peachtree Bluff. So anyway, unfortunately, they're very different. So they're not getting confused in my head or anything.
Okay, one more quick question. I hope we don't keep you, but I have to ask. Our readers always want to know, what have you read and loved lately? We love a good
Oh,
book rec.
gosh, that's a great question. In fact, I was actually pulling out some things. So, I mean, of course, Road Trip by Mary Kay Andrews. And of course, we have an amazing new Kristen Harmel book, Meet Me in Paris, that is coming
Yeah.
any minute.
Ooh.
Are we like a month away? Yeah, like a month from now. So that's really exciting. Um, I'm looking over here. There's so many books that are just coming out that I've blurbed. Just give me like 1 second because I just want to show you.
Sure.
Ooh.
Oh, we got to see a little bit more of that lovely dress.
And the
That was
lovely
so cute.
bookshelf. And the lovely bookshelf behind.
I know. A bookshelf.
Shelf envy.
Yep. Totally do.
Okay, here are some fun ones that I've blurbed. Okay, so this is Have a Great Summer by Francesca Cochi. I think it's Cochi is how you pronounce it. This was a really fun story. It's set at the Jersey Shore, and um, it's just it's just really fun. It just reminds you of those kind of like, teenage summers. It goes back and forth in time, and it's just it's a lovely book. It's really
Fun.
great. Like it was one of those ones like I sat down and I was sort of like had a million blurbs to do, and I was like, oh, I'm kind of gonna skim it, and I like really, really like got into it and really read it. Another one, The Lake Club, Lena Patton. I loved this book
Ooh.
so much. So if you're like a lake person, this is a really fun one. So I said a juicy mix of rich people behaving badly and love in all its forms. Lena Patton reminds us that no matter how convoluted things have become, the truth really can be a clean slate.
Ooh.
But yeah, both of these they have some similar themes. They're both like people kind of coming back home to something. And
You
then
had me at
Sarah
rich
left.
people behaving badly.
But people behaving badly is always good, right?
Yeah.
I was like, I mean, it's always fun. Like you
That's
can't.
a winner blurb there.
Yeah. Okay, and then Dara Levin, shaken to shaken to the core. I really loved this. And yeah, just lots of woman named Joy. She's at this like really low point in her life. And anyway, great book. One more
Yay.
too. I'm gonna give you one more. Star-Crossed Summer
Yay.
by Devin Daniels. Great book.
Cute.
Blurbs. Those are a few that I blurbed this summer, and I'm very excited
And
for all.
those are all summer, they all seem very summer state of, they keep you in your summer state of mind. So that was a
They're summer
perfect
staple.
way.
Yeah.
And for our
Thank
readers, there's
you.
still plenty of summer left over. So we're
Oh,
only in
girl.
June.
We're only in June. We
Right.
got so much summer.
And before we let you go, I know we mentioned that there would be a giveaway today before
Yes.
we go.
So I have a
So,
fun idea for the giveaway, if it's okay with you. So I know that probably a lot of the book club members that are here have read a good number of my books. So I thought, why don't we pick a winner and they can pick whatever book of mine they want. And then I'm going to send them like an extra little fun summer read too from another author for a book that I've loved.
Oh,
ooh, lovely.
Like a little
wonderful.
double summer reading duo. And they can pick whatever they want.
So,
Fine.
what we'll do is for those that were here tonight, and then we keep our video up. So we want you to comment in the section below on this video, do a hashtag summer state of mind giveaway. That will enter you. We know you're here, and we can pick a winner tomorrow at noon.
Ooh, I love it. All right. I'm going to go remind everyone of that too. It's going to be exciting.
And then we
Okay.
will,
Whichever of my books you want. And I'm going to send you a special fun summer read by another author.
I want to win.
It's a good,
It's me.
yeah, Lisa's
I
like,
always
No,
want
it's
to.
not you.
it could
I
be,
always
you could
want.
comment and you could be the randomly chosen winner. Sometimes when we do these like big giveaways and it's like 12 books by like all these, I'm like, I want to win.
I know. Those are really awesome giveaways.
I always say that, and Brenda's like, "You can't win," and I'm like, "Okay."
Not that everyone hasn't sent you their book already. Lisa's like, I want to win. I already have all the books, but I need more. That's how I am.
I,
And like
I
every
do need
day,
more.
like a new book comes every day, at least one, sometimes two. And every day I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm so excited. And my husband every day is like, are you ever going to not be excited? And I'm like, I don't think so. I don't think so. It's just, it's a new book. It's so fun. I'm so excited. Here's
No, it's always fun. It's book mail.
book mail.
Book
Book
mail
mail
is
is the
the
best
best.
mail.
Yes.
I love it.
Oh,
Thank
Kristy, we have had
you.
I'm sorry, we have had so much fun with you tonight. Thank you so much for coming back on a rescheduled date and for just sharing so much wonderful information about Summer State of Mind with us. It has been a pleasure.
Well, thank you guys so much for hosting me and for your thoughtful reading of this book and these great questions and for all that you do to support us all the time. And sorry, but I'll see you in the fall.
We are so
Absolutely.
excited. We love
We're gonna,
you,
yep.
and we loved this book, and we love you,
Love you
and
guys. I
we
can't wait
miss
for you to
you.
get
Like,
this
I
one.
miss
It'll
you.
be
I can't wait to see you.
I
I
know
can't wait
I might have to road trip for that one.
I know. Brenda, I'm sorry. It's fun. It's
I
fun.
know, but
But do you know what
we
I
have so
really
much
love?
fun in Atlanta.
I know it's so fun. I love how it sounds to say, see you in September.
Yes,
I
very
like
glamorous.
Essex. That's not really a surprise.
Oh, should we say? Should we say?
Oh yeah, we can.
We will be discussing this lovely Falling for Peachtree Bluff. We're gonna have a book club discussion, so we will
Not in
see you.
September
Not in September,
though. September.
in October. For those of you watching live, we'll tell you the date, the happy hour. But
So no need to tune into our happy hour because Lisa just spoiled it.
hey, we have 2 other months to announce.
Yeah,
I'm
you
just kidding.
have
I'm
a lot
just
of
kidding.
announcements. They probably, yeah. Well, thank you for having me
They
again.
probably, yeah, they had a clue.
I think maybe thought. Maybe thought. Maybe.
I mean, how could we not?
I know. I was
We
just
have
teasing.
to. It's like the best. We're super excited. So thank you for
Because
coming back and joining us again after
yes,
last week's little
Oh my
issue.
gosh. No,
with
I
But
mean,
thank
Facebook.
you.
technical
I know.
difficulties are just a part of our life. We just have to roll with
Yeah.
it,
Yes.
move forward. Yes. Well, I love you
Thank
guys.
you
Thank
so
you for everything. And Brenda, I loved seeing you a couple weeks ago. And Lisa, I can't wait to see you in a couple months. And it's going to be good.
Yay.
Yay.
We
Take
love
care. Have a great
you.
evening.
Bye, guys.
Thanks so much.
Bye-bye.
Bye. I love Kristy. That was my hug, my
I,
Kristy hug.
I know, and
That was
I
so fun.
just love, I just loved Summer State of Mind. It just had so
Too.
much depth and
Yeah.
I don't know, and community, depth and community. That's
And her
how I'm leaving.
characters, you love her. Like, I love Aunt Tilly so much, but you love her. She's just such a great writer. You know,
She
I love
is.
reading all her books. And I'm so
I know.
excited for Falling for Peachtree Bluff. We're going to keep that Peachtree Bluff train going.
I know. I know. We'll have to discuss that offline. But so book club members, it's June and there's still time to get in your reading challenge prompt for this month. It's a novel that begins with the letter S, and I'm reading Silver Ladies Do Lunch. I'm actually almost finished now. And what about you,
Hmm.
Lisa?
Well, we all read Summer State of Mind, so
Of
that will
course,
that obviously counts.
that
But I'm
counts.
also reading Sweet Tea by Piper Hughley.
Oh, I love that
And
choice.
yes, it's so cute. And that one's harder to find. So if you guys come across Sweet Tea by Piper Hughley, it's one of those books that's out of print and they've re-released some, which is kind of funny. It was around the time we did our 5-year anniversary. We had a Sweet Tea social and Piper was a guest and we invited her because we're fans of her and her writing. We had no idea she had a book titled Sweet Tea. So it was perfect. And right around that time, they re-released some of that book. And we were like, oh my gosh, this is really meant to be. But it is harder to find. So if you find it's a Hallmark publishing book, if you find it, I say buy it because who knows how long it'll be available. It took me
Exactly.
a while to get my copy. So, and it's so
I know,
good.
and I ordered my copy and it came and it had been rained on
Oh,
and they didn't have
I
another
hate,
copy to send me.
I hate when that happened. The rain part, and
Yeah,
obviously, oh my gosh. So you never
yeah.
got one?
So no, so I'm still looking because I
No.
got one, but it was damaged and it was really not usable. So that's
Well,
okay.
when
I'll
I'm
find it.
done,
I'm on the hunt.
when I'm, I'll mail you mine when I'm done so you can borrow it and read it. And then you can,
Okay, sounds
we can
good.
share. I totally got distracted. Okay. And then, so I'm reading Sweet Tea, but then our July book club pick is The Phenomenal Road Trip by Mary Kay Andrews on July
I
20th. I'm super excited for that.
it's been really hard to hold off on reading that one, but I have waited and now I can't wait. I've got to
Yeah,
dig
I'm
into it.
excited. It's great. I have the audio and it's so good. Her narrator, Kathleen, her last name is escaping me right now, is great. So, yay for road trip. And I also want to bring up that we have one of our bookish banter pop-ups coming up this Saturday, June 27th at 12 p.m. Eastern. It's kind of like a little brunch bookish hangout. And our awesome admin team member, Allison, is going to be hosting that one. And we're going to have a little YA. We might talk about some YA books, book recommendations. If you have children, grandchildren, and you don't know what to get them, this will be a discussion that I think you'll want to join us for and just join us to hang out. It's not recorded, it's not live. So if you're not there live, that's it. But we'll be hanging out and you'll see the event on the tab. What is the tab? The featured tab. No, the event tab. And
The,
we're going to be posting the
the events
registration
tab.
link. Yeah, the Zoom registration link this week closer to the event. So keep your eyes peeled for that. And we hope to see you on Saturday. We're going to be hanging out. I'll probably have
Yeah,
a mimosa. Why not?
fair enough. And tell us about August.
coming up in August, we have our book club pick with one of my favorite people in the world, Kristen Harmel with Meet Me in Paris on August 17th. We
I
are
know we
having the
have,
best friends in fiction year, summer
yes,
year with all of these books by our Fab Four. It's very exciting.
I know this is just really an awesome year for the back-to-back Fab
Mhm.
Four books. Now, also in August, we'll have our happy hour on August 27th at 7:30 Eastern with Ron Block, yay, our favorite librarian, and a special guest
Mhm.
that I won't know about, which I'm not very happy about. No, I'm kidding.
Yes, we will. Because why do you ask? Because August 28th is Brenda's birthday. So we are going to take a little time to celebrate Brenda. And not only will she not know the surprise guest, she pretty much isn't going to know anything that's going to happen. She's showing up. I get to go rogue with Ron. Me and Ron are in charge of this happy hour. Can
I
y'all?
am in trouble, everybody. I'm just telling you now.
We promise we will remember to recommend books. It will not only be chaos, it will be love and it will be fun. And you guys are not going to want to miss it. We probably will give some birthday giveaways too, not to Brenda,
Really,
but
for
to
me?
you guys.
Thank you.
You can't win.
You've been waiting to do that, haven't you?
Oh, you are a present. You're my present. You're my PB present. Okay.
Oh,
What else we
okay. We're
got?
going to
Oh
wind
yeah, we
up.
still have more.
Yeah, we still have more. We haven't talked about September yet. And September,
Ooh,
I'm really looking forward to as well
I
because
have
we
it.
have How to Fake a Southern Gentleman with Mayra Cuevas and Marie Marquardt.
I
Monday,
am
September 28th at 7 p.m. Eastern.
I am super excited for this. Both of these ladies are amazing, and it's so fun when we have co-authors on. I did want to point
Yeah.
out, make sure that you note the date because we typically do book club on the third Monday, but we're doing it on the fourth Monday to accommodate both of their schedules. I'm super excited for this. It's a rom-com reimagining of My Fair Lady. So, I mean, what more? I mean, he had me
Yeah.
at reimagining of My Fair Lady. And the cover is so cute. I'm gonna zoom in on the bottom artwork. Isn't that cute? So
That
save the
is
date.
adorable.
Oh, we're super excited for that. And I am happy to also remind everyone that our bonfire store is now open 24/7 and we've added some new cool items like this awesome wine tumbler for happy hour. Mine came in the mail right before tonight. So we've got the wine tumbler, we've got happy hour t-shirt, we
I'm
have
about to
new
scroll down.
hats. Yeah, show off the merch. We've got hats, t-shirts. Now my happy hour t-shirt hasn't arrived yet. I ordered a hat, a t-shirt, the tumbler. This is a good tumbler too. It's perfect for wine.
And
And
we
it's
have
so cute.
totes now and whoops and hats.
Yep, I ordered a hat as well. And I love the happy hour logo. And we have to give a huge shout out to Leah, our book club member, who designed this logo for us.
I'm going to blow it
It's
up a little bit. It's so cute.
fantastic. It's so cute.
Hopefully you
It's
can
the
see that a
same
little
one
better.
on the shirts too. So check it out. You can find the link to our bonfire tab. You can find the link to bonfire under the feature tab. Yeah, my brain's not
Something like
working.
that.
Tab something. You'll find it. It's there.
Oh,
And last but not least, if you like our content and support us in that way. Brenda and I typically cover all the costs for a book club, which include shipping, giveaways, the monthly Zoom, all the things that go along with running a page like this. And we have a buy me a coffee. If you like to donate, any donation is so appreciated. We are so thankful for those of you that have already donated, but you
Absolutely.
can scan this QR code and it'll take you right to the page. So that is that. Thank you so much.
Okay. I am just so excited about our conversation tonight. It was
I
just
know.
a great evening.
Have
Uh,
not been able to
uh,
stop smiling. I just love anytime we get to be around Kristy. I feel like, I mean, we really haven't seen her in a while. We haven't had her on. So it was so great to talk to her, even though we got to talk to her last Monday while we were stressed out trying to go live.
trying
But
to
it was
problem solve, but we couldn't solve it because it wasn't our problem. I mean, it was,
right. It was not our issue. But we are so grateful for everyone for coming back tonight and joining us
yes,
live. Thankful for Kristy for being such a trooper to come back again with her busy schedule to make sure that she talked to us. And I want to remind you all about her awesome giveaway. A random winner we're going to pick tomorrow at noon. That's
it
Eastern
will not be
time.
Lisa.
It won't be me, spoiler alert, but noon Eastern time tomorrow. So for those of you watching live, we know some people will watch tonight. We'll give you guys a chance to enter as well. Do the hashtag Summer State of Mind giveaway, and we will pick the winner tomorrow at noon Eastern and announce it on the page sometime tomorrow afternoon.
Absolutely. Good luck, everybody, in the giveaway, and happy reading.
PB&J out.